Alright folks, Puppy's World here once again. Today we're looking at the quality of the SC97 from Pioneer Elite. Now I am comparing this specifically to the Marantz SR7010. Both receivers, when they are in a turntable or phono input, are going to offer similar phono preamps. I am paying attention to the quality of each receiver of the phono preamps specifically. Now, I am at the input on my television of the Pioneer Elite SC97 receiver, and we're going to just notice the fact that we do not have any on-screen display. When I take my television remote and I actually switch the input to the input that the Marantz is, whoops, go back to input here. And when we go to the Marantz input, we're going to notice that we actually do have some type of on-screen display that indicates turntable, source. We can go do sound mode, setup menu, smart select features, and help. So they are a little bit different. However, there is no on-screen display for phono input on the Elite SC97. Now what I'm going to do for you here is I'm going to drop the tone arm. Keep in mind, this is a brand new record player with less than 15 hours of use on it completely. So it is completely brand new. I can post the unboxing video, but I have scoured around the planet for the most budget-friendly, audiophile-grade, quality moving magnet turntable. We're keeping moving coil turntables out of this video, and I'm just comparing the moving magnet quality phono preamps of both of, this is Pioneer's almost flagship receiver. Now, they created an SC99, which was their top-of-the-line flagship receiver, and this is Marantz flagship top-of-the-line AV receiver, the SR7010. They have come up with a 7011 now. They've also come up with an 8012, which are slightly different, offers same power, same phono preamps on board, same quality, and the Pioneer SC99, the flagship model, is almost exactly the same, looks no different aesthetically or appearance-wise, and offered the exact same phono preamp. What I'm going to do for you here is I'm going to drop the tone arm down on my record player, and we're going to have a look at how things sound at a very, very low volume. I'll also drop the tray open for you here to see. Keep in mind, we are missing composite, a video composite input, and a left and a right stereo composite input on the Pioneer that we do have on the Marantz. You can check that out in my review video of both of them. I'm just going to drop the tone arm down. Once again, keep in mind, brand new record player with less than 15 hours of use on it. It is the Audio-Technica AT-LP60 stereo turntable. Keep in mind, both receivers are very similar, offer similar volume scale. I am paying attention to the quality of the phono preamp on each, though. Now, keep in mind, I will do another video completely separate comparing the Marantz with the exact same turntable, exact same record, and everything. I will also clean the record beforehand, as I have with such. So, I'm not going to necessarily give you a complete listen. One thing I want to point out about both receivers in phono or turntable input is that the preamps on these receivers have gotten much better than they have in the past, of course. However, one thing is, you do have to turn them up slightly to get to a very high volume or amount of volume. Now, that is similar on all flagship model or series receivers. The phono preamps inside them are not the best, so I highly recommend picking up an aftermarket or external phono preamp specifically one where you can set either the attenuation on it or gain or impedance selections on it. Now, I do have an Emotiva XPA series phono preamp. I'll double check that as the title of it later. However, that has worked out perfectly for me. Now, just a little bit of information about what a phono preamp does. A phono preamp is something that takes the signal from the turntable and converts it essentially to a line level input. Basically a generic analog input that an amplifier as such is capable of receiving. Now, if I were to send a signal from just an amplifier, which we're looking at a power amplifier right here. So if I had the turntable connected to an input switcher, and then that sending a signal out to this, it would not work from a turntable. The reason is we need specifically a phono preamp. Now, something receivers are quite known for is having phono preamps on board inside of them. Now, I'm just taking a look at the quality of the phono preamps of such, and then I can also post videos of all of the different types of inputs and the quality of such that they have. Now, these newer receivers are certainly known for their digital inputs, but they're also known for their analog inputs as well. So I'm paying attention to that. In later videos, I can connect things like a VHS player up to these type of receivers and see how good the quality of that is. But if you'd like to know the quality of the digital inputs, that's going to be in a whole nother set of videos at a later time. So, as the record continues to spin on this Pioneer Elite SC97, we do notice that I'm going to run through the sound modes we're capable of utilizing during a phono analog input. And if we hit status, it's just going to tell us our IP address, which isn't set up. But I'm going to go through the sound modes here really quickly. We have a stereo mode right now. We have an automatic level control, or an auto level control. We've got a direct mode, which is going to take no EQ from the receiver at all and directly from the turntable, or how the record should sound, more or less, when producing it. Then we've got a pure direct. Now, direct and pure direct are slightly different. However, pure direct is going to normally take the exact signal that this is sending. So if you were to have a phono preamp and you were to have selections on it, you'd be taking exactly those selections and not changing or attenuating the sound whatsoever with the receiver. I'm just going to go through the other sound modes real quick. We've got analog direct. We've got pure direct. We've got optimum surround. We've got auto surround, and we've got our auto level control again. I'm going to go over to the Marantz really quick, and keep in mind in a later video I will actually connect the exact same turntable with the exact same record, same connection type and everything, and I'm going to run through the sound options. Now that we're just in, we notice that the 70 Nintendos offer a movie, music, and a game, and an Odyssey DSX type of sound mode buttons that we're able to go through. But when we're sticking to music, guys, I'm just going to go through the sound modes we have capable of this one. Keep in mind they are different on the screen than the Pioneer. The Pioneer offers no on-screen display with an analog input. Now, this is similar for almost all Marantz models except the 7010, 8012, and only the flagship series of Marantz models are capable of an Oro 3D upgrade. I believe that does run about $199. However, there is one thing that the 8012 has included, and that is Oro 3D inside of it. However, the price point right now currently is sitting very, very high, so I can't necessarily recommend doing or buying the 8012 just yet, guys. It is their flagship series model, and it does have Oro 3D on board. I went ahead and paid the $199 or $200 for the Oro 3D upgrade on this, and it has been very, very, very nice. I'm glad I did so. It's paid off, guys. It definitely has different sound modes. It's got Oro 2D and Oro 3D modes to it, and then there's a little bit of analog modes that are separate in and that of itself. So they give you a little bit of option just with the Oro 3D upgrade. It's not just one sound mode, but that is unique over the Pioneer and other models. I believe the Denons should offer the same thing. However, don't quote me on that. I am not sure. Now, paying attention to the quality of the Phono Preamp, I'm just going to kind of talk about this really quickly. As I said before, both receivers require you to kind of raise the volume, to get in my opinion, what is known as loud. Now, loud to some people might vary. That's of your opinion. However, in a larger room, I did a video previously where I was playing my Marantz with a turntable, and if you notice, I had to get up quite at a high volume to basically really hear it loudly. Now, that's my opinion. The Pioneer shares the exact same characteristic. One thing I have to point out, though, is something like an integrated amplifier is extremely unique because, in my opinion, you do not have to put the volume up as high in order to hear it as loud. That is because they offer a completely different onboard phono preamplifier. So in my overall opinion, guys, concerning the phono preamps of these newer receivers, taking a look at both the flagship model series of each Pioneer line and the Marantz line, I'm going to have to give them 4 out of 5 stars. The reason is because you can pick up a receiver as such for around $1,200 to $2,000. To have a phono preamp that really has to turn up high to get loud, in my opinion, that's a lot of money. When you can buy an integrated amplifier for around $250, $300 and get half the volume and have the same amount of basically decibels or music volume, that's a plus. So I'd have to give the Elite 820, the onboard phono preamp, 5 out of 5 stars, and the Pioneer Elite SC97 phono preamp, 4 out of 5 stars. The same goes with the Marantz guys. I'm sorry. The phono preamp on board is limited, and I don't know why they do that. However, they're just not of the highest quality. They're not exactly separated inside the chassis as well as an integrated amplifier or an external phono preamp is. Now, when we step into my dedicated analog listening room, we're going to notice that I use a Ortofon 2M red cartridge. That is the most budget-friendly, audio-grade quality moving magnet cartridge I could come up with. Now, Ortofon does make several different lines of the moving magnet cartridges, a blue, I believe a yellow and orange, so on and so forth, but the red is the cheapest starting entry-level point. This setup in here, I do have to say, using what is known as an external phono preamp, and I'm sorry about the title of this, is the XPS1 Gen 2 phono preamp. This does increase the quality, but also the volume quite significantly compared to using an onboard phono preamp inside of a receiver, guys. With that being said, the reason I am making this video is because I wanted to point out the fact that for $250 to $300, my Pioneer Elite A20 integrated amplifier has proven to be much more effective utilizing a turntable or playing a record than a $1,200 to $2,000 AV receiver has. So that does conclude the video for today, guys. If you'd like to know more concerning turntables, phono preamps, or other items concerning records and whatnot, let me know. I will do videos on them or try to answer your questions as best as I can. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will have much more products and comparison videos and other updates concerning Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, and so on and so forth. Please subscribe if you already haven't, guys, and take care.